Hello guys, good evening. I'm going to make a video presentation again about remaining cargo to load, and this time at the same time I'm going to use the program for the MB CPO Europe and Cape OTC. These two vessels are Cape-size vessels. So first we're going to use the loading sequence or the actual loading sequence of MB CPO Europe. Okay, so let's start, guys. This is this is the loading plan of CPO Europe, and they're going to load in Port Headland to discharge in China, somewhere in China, and the cargo is iron ore. Okay, the date of loading at Port Headland is May 27, 2013. So it's uh, 13 years ago. Okay, but we will try to use this loading program to see if the program fits for this loading sequence or loading plan. Okay, so the density at berth is 1.025, and the final cargo to be loaded is 177,000 metric tons. And there are two kinds of grade of iron to be loaded, meaning the yen divines is to load 94,300 metric tons, and the Mach fines is 82,700 for a total of 177,000 metric tons. Okay, so the arrival at berthing drop is 7 meters, forward up is 863, bending moments is 46%, shearing force is 62%, air drop is 19.98, mid drop is 782, and the trim is 163. Okay, so for those who are not yet familiar with this loading sequence or loading plan, so we have here the number of pours, meaning the sequence of loading by the numbers. So pour number 1, for example, you're going to load in hold number 8, and pour number 2, you're going to load in hold number 4, and pour number 3, you're going to load in number 2, and so forth. Okay, so in hold number 8, you're going to load 12,000 metric tons, and hold number 4, going to load 20,600, and hold number 2, you're going to load 12,000, and so forth. And the trimming hold, the last pour would be pour number 16, and the trimming hold is 9 and 1. For each trimming hold, you have to load 2,000 each, 2,000 in hold number 1, 2,000 in hold number 9. Total of 4,000 metric tons for trimming. Okay, so these are the sequence, and these are the draft as you go along with the operation. So with the bending moment, shearing force, air draft, mid draft, and trim. Our departure draft is 18.22 forward, and up is 18.22, and mid ship drop is 18.22 and zero trim, meaning even keel. The previous shipmate to make this one was Mythica Inuta, and the captain is Glenn R. Travis or Traba. So let's start, guys. We will now use the program since I already give you a familiarization with the with this we call this loading sequence. Okay. Now, as the operation is going along, the chief officer has made a night order that in pour number 15, this one, is the ship's loader is going to load in hold number 3 of 9,100. So once the ship loader has completed loading in hold number 3 of 9,100, the foreman will stop the loading operation and will advise the duty officer, it's either the chief, third mate or second mate, to advise the chief officer and the draft surveyor to make a draft reading around the vessel, forward and up, mid, port and starboard, so that they're going to compute how much remaining cargo to load for trimming. So your loading plan, so the cargo to load for trimming is 4,000. So by actual reading of the draft, they will exactly how much exactly would be the amount for trimming. Okay, so once the chief officer and the draft surveyor has completed reading the draft reading the draft forward and up for the starboard, they both agreed that in port in the forward drop, they both agreed that the forward drop is 17.75 and the updraft is 17.99 and the mid drop is 17.87 with a trim of 0.24. So now we're going to use the program uh, of the vessel uh, MBCPO Europe. Okay, so the forward drop is how much? 1775. So you put in your program the drop of 1775. 17.75 and updraft is how much? 17.99. 17.99. Put there. 17.99. Okay. So with this initial drop, your mean drop would be 17.87 and your trim will be 0.24, which is trimmed by the stern because you have more drop up. So you check your loading master if it is correct, your loading plan. So your main drop is 1787 and your trim is 0.24, which is exactly the same here. This will be your, with this initial drop, you can get your LCF, MTC, and TPC. This is already interpolated. Okay. As I told you before, the density at berth is 1.025. So you place here the density at the start of loading. That will be 1.025 and upon completion it will also be the same density of 1.025. Okay. Since you're now the actual reading of the port made was exactly, let's say, they both agreed that it was 17.87, and the main starboard is also 1787. 18.87. So there's no list. Now our departure drop is 1822 as planned in your loading sequence. So the sailing drop is 1822 even keel. Okay, so you put here 1822. Okay, 18.22 your sailing drop. Once you put your sailing drop, you will automatically uh, you will get your sinkage of 0.35 meters or 35 centimeters. So what does it mean? It means from your present drop of 1787 from where the foreman stopped operation because of reading of the draft around the vessel. So from this drop of 1787, you have to load a cargo. The vessel has to sink of 35 centimeters to reach the draft of 1822. Okay, so when you load with this present draft of 1887, when you load 4,000, according to your plan, you have to load 4,000. So once you have loaded 4,000, you will reach the drop of 18 meters and 22 centimeters. Okay. So, but the program says it's not 4,000. It says 4,325.9. So this is the recommended cargo to load for trimming as per this program. So how did I get this? And you will see here the formula. Okay. The formula, which is K8, K, and 8, that will be your sinkage of 35.35 meters or 35 centimeters times your M3, M, and row 3 is your TPC of 123.6 times 100. So again, sinkage times TPC times 100 equals to 4,325.9. Okay, since your final mid drop is 1822, you have to interpolate the TPC for 18.22, your departure drop. So the interpolation for 1822 is 123.6, which is this one. Okay, so this is the recommended cargo to load for trimming. You see this arrow here. You scroll down and you see the arrow. You round this number, that will be 4326. Okay, 4326. So once you load 4326, results after loading 4326, your mid drop will be 1822, which is exactly the same with your departure drop, and your sink gauge is 0.35, which is exactly with this one. So the recommended as per this program that you load 4,326 disregarding the loading plan of 4,000, meaning you are more than 326 metric tons more, okay, to load. There's another way of getting the sinkage, okay, which means I have here a cell. If your recommended cargo load is for 4326, so you put here 4326, 4326. Then this one will be the TPC of your initial drop. This is your initial drop and the TPC is 12342. So you put here 12342, or what you do is equals, then click this one, then press enter, then there it goes. Okay, so 4326 divided with 12342, so I put 3 equals. Click this one, divide. Oh, this is divide. What is the verse divide? I think this one. The TPC, and press enter. Then you will have 3505. Okay, that is in meters. So divide this to by this 100. So that will be multiply by 100. Put this equals. Click times where's just the times there? Times 100. I'm sorry, divide. Divide equals. Divide this by 100. 100. That will 0.35. Okay? So your present drop is 1787, which is this one, plus your sinkage of 35. That will be final departure will be 1822. Final drop. What is drop? Okay. That will be your final drop. Okay, there's another way of getting the sinkage. Sinkage equals weight over TPC times 100. So your weight is 42.6. Divide your TPC. TPC is 123.60. Divide by 100. Then your TPC will be 0.35. So there are three ways. This formula, this one, and this one. So you have two kinds of operation to get the sinkage. Okay. So just follow this arrow. Scroll down. Then it says here, this is the actual cargo tool for trimming. Then go to trim molds 2. So you go to trim molds 2. That will be trimming with 2 holes. Take note of the remaining cargo to load for trimming is 4326, which is 4326. Okay. This is your initial drop, forward and up. Your main drop of 787, trim of 0.24. This is your MTC, LCF, and TPC. And take note that your trimming hold is 1 and 9. Okay. So you click here 1 and 9. Okay. Then you will see here 1 and 9. Okay. And here 1 and 9. For example, your trimming hold is 2 and 8. Okay. Take note, once you put 2 and 8, they will change of cargo hold here, 2 and 8. And here, 2 and 8. Before it was 1 and 9, now it's 2 and 8. So let's go back to 1 and 9. So I put here 1 and 9. And take note, you will see here hold number 9. This is the LCG. And hold number 1, the LCG. Okay, that's why I put here LCG. Since our departure drop is even keel, the same drop of 1822 forward, 1822 up, and main is 1822, so you have a 0 trim. So you put here 0 because you have no trim. and he will recommend the cargo to load in hold number 1 and number 9. So in number 1, he says you load 2168. Okay, so run it up 2168. Then you put here 2168. And number 9 will be 2158. 2158. So that will be 2158. And your departure drop will be forward will be 1822. Up drop will be 1822. Zero trim and main is 1822. Your deflection is 0. So how do I get the deflection? So you click your mid drop, which is put equals. Don't go to form 6. And this will be your mid drop. Okay. After you load 42.6, then this will be your mid drop. Just click this one, press enter, then there it goes. Then the main drop, you put equals, this will be your main drop, enter, then your deflection is 0. Okay, so this will be a trim 2 holds. Then you go to form number 6. Okay, you scroll down. Take note of the cargo to load in hold number 1 and 9. So number 1 is 2168. Number 1 is 2168, okay. 2168, and number 9 is 2158. Then 2158, this 1 and 9. Apply the LCG, and your departure drop is even keel. Forward 18.22, up is 18.22. Zero trim, your main is 18.22. So from your form 6, even keel, and trim 2 holds is even keel. Then we now go by trim table. Okay. Take note of the trim table. Your initial drop forward is 1775, up drop is 1799. Your main drop is 1787. Your trim is 024. So this is the trim table. This is the cargo to load for trimming of 4326, which is 4326. Okay, 4326. And from your loading manual, in hold number 1, you check for the forward correction and up correction for hold number 1. So with hold number 9, you check the forward correction of hold number 9 and up correction for hold up correction for hold 9. So we have here a table already copied from the manual. So this is the name of the vessel. The top part is the drop from 2 meters up to 20 meters. Then you have the cargo holds here, and you have the forward and up correction. Since our departure drop is 1822, so I just choose the drop 18 meters because it's the nearest. So in hold number 1, this is forward correction, that is up correction. So forward correction of number 1 is 2.7. So type here 2.7, and up correction is how much? Negative 1.3. So put here. Okay, already negative 1.3, or you can use negative 1.3. And number 9, what is the forward correction? You go to number 9. So this is 8 meters. You scroll down, and this is hold number 1, 9. Further up, this will be the forward correction. Hold number 9 is negative 0.8. So put in, okay, negative 0.8. And up correction is how much? Up correction is 2.3. So type here 2.3. Okay? Then you will get your departure drop. Take note that forward drop is 18.16, up is 18.20, mean is 18.18. This is short of your departure drop of 18.22. Then you have a trim of 4 centimeters by the stern. So we will adjust this forward drop. So adjust the correction forward, which is this one, and it is the up. So we adjust the correction forward to increase the drop forward. So we put this 2.8. Take note, it has already increased to 18.18. So put it 2.9. 2.9. It's 1821. Let's say 2.95. Put type 5 there. Then 1822. Okay? Then take note of your updraft is less. So you have to increase the correction in updraft. So make this. Then you're trimmed by the head. So you increase this one to 4. 2.4. Then you still trim by the stern. Now it's increasing to 1823. So make this to 5, for example, 2.5. Now it's too much, okay? So reduce this one to, say, 4.9. Still too much. Make it 4.8. Reduce. Again, too much. Make it 7 for 7. Again, too much. Make it 4.5. Reduce again. Make it 4.3. Now, a little more. 4.3. Make it 4.2. Your trim now is 1 centimeters. You make it 4.1. Okay, 4.1. Make it 4.0. I just wanted to reduce it one by one so you will notice of the changes. But the 0. Then make it 2.39. Put this 39. Okay. But you are trimmed by the stern. But your deflection 0. So reduce a little bit. Make this 3.8. Down now it's even keel. And your deflection is 0. Okay. So I think that's better now. So mid minus your mean is your deflection. How to get the mid? Put this equals. You go to form number 6. Go up and click this mid drop. Press enter. And your mean. Put equals. And this will be your mean. So your deflection is 0. Now, at this juncture, you cannot load first in hold number 1 because you will be trimmed by the head. So you must first load hold number 9 so that you will have a trim. So here, I made another program here. So in hold number 9, since you're going to load first in hold number 9, the cargo should be 2158, which is this one. The correction forward is negative 0.8. You have negative 0.8. And up correction is 2.38. Then you have 2.8. After loading hold number 9, you load in hold number 1 with 2168, which is the same here. Word correction is 295. 295, and up correction is negative 1.3. Okay? So this is your initial drop of 1775 forward. Up is 1799 meters up. After loading 2158, this will be your results of your drop. Forward will be 17.58, up is 1850. So put it down. Then you load in hold number 1 of 2168. After loading 2168, your final drop forward will be 1822, up drop will be 1822, zero trim, and your main drop is 1822. And your deflection is 0. Okay? So you have the same. So you have 3 programs for number 6. Okay, that is even keel. Trim 2 holds, even keel, and your trim table is even keel. Okay, so that will be 3 programs, and the last one is for number 7, which is how to find draft and trim when handling weights involving large changes of wind draft. Take note that our drop at berth, at loading berth is 1.025, 1.025, which is this one. Just to remind you that our density at berth is 1.025. Okay, and your drop forward, initial drop forward is 1775. Okay, 17.75, and drop up is how much? Drop up is 17.99. Put here 17.99. Okay, so your main drop is 1787, your trim is 0.24. You scroll down, then you put your trimming hold of 1 and 9. How much you're going to load in number 1? Number 1 is 2168. So put here 2168. And 9 is how much? 9 is 2158. So put here 2158. Apply the LCG. So LCG number 1. Put here LCG number 1 is 177876. 177876. And number 9 is 90.31. Number 1 is number 9 is 90.31. Okay, so scroll down and you put the density at berth until completion is 1.025. I'm sorry, undo. So put this 1.025. Then he will just take note of this final displacement, the same here because you have the same density. And with this displacement, the drop made will be 18.22. And your sailing drop is even keel. Forward is 1822, up drop is 1822, main drop is 1822, you have 0 trim, and you have 0 deflection. So again, you press equals for your mid drop. You go to form 6, go up, and click the mid drop or departure drop. That will be 1822. Press equals, and your main drop is this one, and your deflection is 0.023. Okay? Oh, mid drop. I think mid drop should be this one. Or the same with this one. This one, or you want to go with this. This is your main drop. Okay? Then you have zero deflection. So, at least guys, you have three programs to back you up. This form number 6, form number 7, even keel, which is how to find draft and trim when handling weights involving large changes in wind draft. Then by trim table, okay, trimming table, and your departure drop forward is even keel, up, the same drop of 1822 and mean drop. So even keel 0 trim and your flexion is 0 sub. Then by trim 2 holds, okay, remaining cargo to load or trimming 2 holds, your departure drop is even keel of 1822.22 and your deflection here is 0. Okay? And the last one, form number 6, which is how to find trim when handling several moderate weights. Okay? And you have here even keel. Forward is 1822, up is 1822, 0 trim, and wind drop is 1822, and deflection is 0. So you have four programs to back you up. So meaning you will never be discouraged or dismayed because you have programs to back you up to get you the right draft or answers or from your program. Since we are using the form, the loading form for CPU Europe, now we try to use the program for another cape size, which is Cape Odyssey. Okay, so MB Cape Odyssey also is cape size, a 9 cargo hold vessel. So we start with the program. So the program, the forward drop is how much is, scroll down, 1775 and 1799 forward and up. So we go to the Cape Odyssey. So forward is 1775, 17.75. Updraft is 17.99. Okay, correct. Your mid drop is 1887 and your trim is 0.24. You check the loading plan. So initial drop forward is 1775, up drop is 1799, your main drop is 1787, your trim is 024. Okay, so your departure drop is 1822. Okay, okay. So with your initial drop, you have your LCF, MTC, and TPC. Now, the since your present drop is 18, mid drop is 1887, let's assume that your actual mid port is 1787, 17.87, and mid starboard is 17.87 actual. So this will be your mid drop of 18. So there is no lease. Now your departure drop was 18.22. So this is correct, right? So even keel. So you put here 18.22. Okay. So since you already have your departure drop, you will get your sinkage here. And how did I get? So 1822 minus 1787 is 0.35 meters or 35 centimeters. This is your sinkage. Okay? Or what you do, now your recommended cargo to load for trimming is 4855 or 54.9. How did I get this one? So you click this one, then you will see a formula here. The formula says K8, that is K, and row 8, that will be your sinkage, times MT. So M, column M, and row 3 is 13871 times 100, meaning sinkage times TPC times 100 is your 4854.10 recommended cargo load for trimming. Okay? Since your final departure is 1822, so you interpolate the TPC. So upon interpolation, the TPC of 18.22 is 13871, which is this one. Okay? So this is the recommended cargo to load for trimming of 4854.9. So there's another way. Your weight is 4854. Put it here. Or you can click it like this. And enter. Should run off. And this is your initial TPC from your initial drop. So TPC is 138.7. So put this one equals. And click this one. That will be 13870. So 4877 divided by 138.7 is 35.00. So 35 divided by 100, that will be 0.35 meters or 35 centimeters. So this one, 02 divided by 100, that will be 35, okay? Here, this is your 35 sinkage. So your present drop is 1787, which is your mid drop. And your sinkage is 35. You add this one, then your final mid drop will be 1822, which is the same here. So your target to load is, if you run it up, that will be 4855, and the recommended is 4855.9. So the difference is only 0.1 or the same. Now, since your 4855 is aqua to load for trimming, then you go to trim 2 holes. You go to trim 2 holes. Trim 2 holes. This is your initial. Take note of the remaining cargo to load is 4855, which is this one, 4855. This is your initial drop, main drop, and trim of 24. Your MTC, LCF, and TPC. So you have the trimming holes and your cargo to load for trimming. So your trimming hold is 1, press 1, and 9, press 9. Okay, so scroll down, and what will be your trim? According to your plan, the trim is 0. So you put here 0, and he will recommend to load how much to load in hold number 1 and number 9. So number 1 says you have to load 2486.3. So we put here 2486 to run it up. 2486. We put 2486. And number 9 will be 2369. Number 9 will be 2369. If you run it up, then your departure drop is even keel. So forward is 1822, up drop is 1822, 0 trim, and 18 mean is 1822, and your deflection is 0. Okay, again, how did I get this made? This equals, we go to form number 6, click this one, your main drop, departure main drop, press enter, and your main was equals, and this will be your main, and your hub reflection is 0. Okay, almost the same. Okay, then you go to form number 6. Take note of cargo to load in 1 and 9 of 24869 is 1 is 24869 is 2369. So go to number 6, you scroll down, take note that number 1 you have to load 2486, which is this one, and number 9 is 2369. Okay, apply the LCG on each hold, and your departure drop would be even keel forward 18.22, up drop is 18.22, zero trim, and your main drop is 18.22. Okay, then your reflection is 0. So you have now formed 6 and trim 2 holes. Then we go by trim table. Okay, so trim table, take note that your trimming amount cargo is 4855, which is 4855. Okay, your trimming hole 1 and 9, cargo is 2486, 2369. 2486, 2389. Okay, then look for the correction of hold number 1, forward and up, 9, hold number 9, forward and up. So you go to trim correction table. So this is capacity MV Cape Odyssey. So 18 meters, this will be forward and up correction, and 9 meters, that is letter L. Then 9 meters, 9, hold number 9 would be forward negative 0.8, and up will be 2.3. So apply the correction. So number 1, the board correction is how much? Board correction number 1 is 2.7. So right here, 2.7, and up correction is how much? Negative 1.3. Negative 1.3. Okay, then hold number 9, scroll down. Okay, this is hold number 9. Fourth correction is negative 0.8. Negative 0.8. And up correction is how much? 2.3. Here, put here 2.3. 2.3. Okay. Then let's see the departure drop. So departure drop forward is 2.3, up is 1821, main is 1822, mid is 1822. So you are trimmed by the head, so meaning you have to adjust the forward. Why did I say adjust? Now again, okay, in hole number 1, take note from 14 meters to 20 meters, they have the same figures. 10 and 12 the same figures, and this one different. So these are all assumptions, I presume. So we must put the correction to the exact place to get the exact drop. So from trim table, your more drop here. So forward correction, you have more, so reduce this correction. So you would say 6. It's too much now. So increase a little bit, make it 2, 2.62. No increase. Put this 6.4. Okay. You are now 18 meters 22. So adjust now the up. So it's less, so you add here. Put this, let's say 3-1 to see the changes. You are trained by the head, okay? So nothing increased. Put this to 3-2. Now you are now even keel of 1822. Take note of the flexion is 34. Let's say if we make this 3-3, it will decrease this one. And take note of your trim. 2.33, for example. Take note of the deflection, okay? 3-3. So it has reduced. Then you have the same even keel. So we have to reduce this one, for example, make it 3-4. Now it's 1-0. Still even keel. Let's say little further, 3-5. Now you are now trimmed by the stern. So put it back to 3-4. So here you have even keel of 1822, 0 trim, and your deflection is 0. Okay. Now this one, if you load first number 1 of 2486, you will be trimmed by the head. So at this case, you don't know which hold is to load first. But it would be better if you load in hold number 9, so that we will have a good trim until after you will load number 1. So here, so first you're going to load on hold number 9 of 2369, which is the same here. The forward correction is negative 0.8, the same here. And up correction is 2.34. And hold number 1, the amount is 2486, which is the same here. Forward correction is 2.64, the 2.64. Up correction is negative 1.3. Okay. So adjust a little bit. Your forward initial drop is 17.75. Up drop is 1799. Once after loading 2,369, this will be the results after loading this amount. Forward drop will be 1756 and up is 1854. Then you have your trim by the stern. So you carry this down. So you're going to load now in hold number 1 of 2486. After completing this amount of 2486, your final drop will be 1822, even keel, trim 0, and main drop is 1822. Your main drop is 1822, which is same here, and your deflections 1821. So 0 deflection. Okay, that will be number 3 program, and the last one is for number 7. For number 7 is how to find drop and trim with handling weight involving large changes in drop. So enter the density at berth of loading was 1.025. Take note of the initial drop forward. Forward is 1775. We put here 17.75. Up drop is 1799. Okay, 1799. Put here 17.99. Take note that main drop is 1787 and trim is 024. Okay, that is the same with your loading plan. Okay. of 1787 and 024, your trim. Okay, so you scroll down, then apply here the cargo to load for trimming of 199 and the amount for trimming. So number one is 2486, 2486, number 9 is 2369, 2369. The LCG, check the LCG, LCG for number 1 is 117.91, 117.91, and 9 is 9408. Number 9 is 9408. Okay, so it's confirmed. Then you scroll down, apply now the density upon completion. All throughout the operation is 1.025. Okay, then you will have your min drop of 1822 and your forward drop will be 1822. Up drop is 1822. Min drop is 1822. Your trim is 0 and your deflection is 0. Okay, you just click this one, put equals, then you go to form 6, then click the departure drop or mid drop of 1822 and your min drop, click this one, equals, then you can click this one as your min drop and you will have a 0 deflection, or you can use this one if you like. Okay, that will be 0 deflection. So again guys, you have 4 programs to back you up. Form number 7, okay, which is how to find draft and trim in handling weights involving large changes in wind drop. Then you have your trim table, okay, trimming table. Then you have here even keel and trim 2 holds, trimming with 2 holds. Then you have your even keel of 1822, flexion is 0, and the last one is form number 6, which is how to find trim when handling several moderate weights. And your departure drop is even keel, okay? Forward 1822, up is 1822, your trim is 0, and your main drop is 1822. So that's it guys. So if you like this video, please click the like button, share, and subscribe. And please don't forget to click the notification bell. This is a very good program. This is program is for free. If you like, please visit my which is my visit my Yahoo account, or what you call this website. Then I'll be happy to give you a free program of this one. Thank you for watching and good night.